Good morning to you. Friday, August the 14th, halfway through the month. We're looking for some tremendous selling weekends, big, outstanding ones for all automotive dealerships that are out there this weekend. I'm Brandon Hardison, President of Champion Strategies, with today's Hardison's tips. Why? It's 5 o'clock. So let's get rolling. When you're a new car salesman, training tips that promote honesty, trust, integrity will help you rise quickly to the top. Being a new salesperson in a new job, sometimes it's a career change for a lot of folks because you never dealt with customers before, can be exciting. Your entire career is in front of you, and there's so much opportunity to succeed and learn. You have books full of car tips and trainings and manuals and subscriptions, and your manufacturer will have certain portals on site and magazines. You have no problem understanding the industry that you're in and the manufacturer that you're representing. But selling in general, you may be a bit confused by the way the customers interact with you at the dealership. So I'll say that shortly. I can give you all the tools about the industry, the knowledge, the history of the manufacturer, but you have this called the customer that all of us at one time or another has to deal with. You know that you're an honest person, you have good intentions, but for some reason they're treating like you've already done something wrong. What's that all about? Well, I just want to let you know the frustration fact is that, like many trustworthy salespeople, you have to overcome a stigma that has been in our industry for decades, long before you were even thought about. So the car buyers you're meeting with have either been burnt in the past by sketchy dealerships, or they have a wall up based on stereotypes that they've picked up, heard, read, seen videos about. And even with a Gallup poll, they're saying that many customers perceive honesty and ethics in professional car salespeople to be pretty much at the bottom of the list, somewhere where there's telemarketers, members of Congress, lobbyists, attorneys. So forget those salespeople training tips, how they were taught. How can you get to your goals and dreams and get past that customer baggage? Get past that preconceived notion of how they think about you, the car salesperson. So here's a tip for you. When you have that customer, do you make them feel comfortable as quick as they can? Or are we still going through that awkward moment right at the beginning? Chances are that your institution, that you've read from your OEM, some people like to do jokes, some people like to be themselves, some people like to use sketchy language. Remember, they're looking at you representing that name that's up there. So never get too personal. Treat them professionally. I know all of you have a greeting or a welcome with the guest, Just stick to that. Customers will tell you how they want to purchase a vehicle. But the thing about salespeople, we don't want to listen. We just want to sell. But if we listen, we greet them, we invite them into our dealership, our home. Now, this gives us a better opportunity to have a conversation. And when you have a conversation and not an interrogation, they will, being the customer, tell you how they want to purchase a vehicle, or at least bring up those questions, those pains, those things that they've experienced at some of the other dealerships, and they're looking to overcome because they're going to purchase a vehicle. My thing is it going to be from you? So, some basic things right up front: get the customer's name, first and last. Ask them how would they like to be preferred as far as called. And then what does your dealership do special? I know some dealerships have free coffee, free water, free soda, free snacks, lavatories. Let people know, let them feel at home. Because I guarantee you, your counterparts are not doing something like that. Once we can relax them, now we need to let them know how we do business at our dealership. That's something called an early managerial introduction, EMI. If you can get a manager in early before you start asking specific questions about why they're there, now the manager can take some of that stress off of you, some of that unknown that the customer is worried about because they read, they heard, they've had a bad experience before, and we can start working as team. Excuse me. In other words, here's what we're trying to do. The manager can let the guest know how you purchase at your store. You, the salesperson, who's one of the up and coming rising stars, will get all the information, present a vehicle to you, take you on a demo drive, see if you like it. I, being part of the management team, we work with the numbers. That leaves you an opportunity to really ask some good high gain questions, thought provoking questions, questions that they didn't get from the other dealership. Not just questions 1 through 10, but when we have a conversation, we find out more about them, their job, their family, what they do with recreation, not just the money and the payments. We're trying to really find out how this is going to fit into their world, not just today, but down the road as their family and their needs change. And then the last thing for this day, at the end of your conversation, whether it's 5 minutes, 8 minutes, whatever it may be, are we recapping? Are we recapping? Mr. Customer, Miss Customer, let me make sure I'm having a good Friday. You said that you were looking for this trim level on the model because you said. If you can remember to just do that before you do anything else, the customer knows now that they are important because you were listening, because you're throwing everything back. Plus, it gives the customer an opportunity to adjust if they have to. Well, you're close, but this is what I meant. Make your corrections, restate it again. Basic little things that salespeople forget about. So we'll be back with the next session of going through some more. But if some of this made sense, get on out there and let's have some fun. If you're in the industry, role play, got to practice. Brandon Hardison, President of Champion Strategies, as always in parting, go out and make it a champion.